Good morning, folks. This is Pamela coming at you with a video vlog real quick. I got TV on in my bedroom for ambient noise. But I wanted to come out here and talk to you guys real quick about what's going on in terms of the internet. Now, our officials in government want to age gate everything. That means people that have accounts like me and you that are over 18 will have to prove our age by one of possibly two things. Your ID, whether it's state or your driver's license, or just your face to prove your age. Now, YouTube is saying, and other websites are saying, this is for safety of kids online. I kind of have a problem with that because you may want my information, you may want my face, but I'm not going to give you my ID card because I'm afraid of having my identity stolen. And I've had that happen to me at least 3 times in the last couple of years. People that want your information are getting crafty on how to get it. You go to an ATM machine, say at a CVS. You could put your card in, get some money out, and then you could go someplace to eat lunch, and then you'd have money to get home on the bus. Well, they have things called skimmers that can be put on these machines when nobody's looking. Or somebody could have something on their person and they don't have to be right next to you to steal your information. Because about 3 or 4 years ago, I think a little bit before that, I used to go to the library at least once or twice a week just to get out of the house and maybe go have lunch if the weather was nice. Well, I go down to CVS because by that time the Kmart had closed and was getting ready to be torn down. You know, I went to CVS, got money out, and got something to drink and went back to the library. No problems. I get home and I find out there's a call from Ohio's Fraud Prevention Service. And it turned out somebody had managed to get a hold of my information at a gas station that I don't even go to. And I had to go through the shame of going to the bank and filling out papers and getting my card updated and my ID on my account updated so I could gain my life back. And my brother said, you know, my sister doesn't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. She doesn't even like going out to Easton anymore because some dumb punk kid stole her purse right off her box control while trying to head up into the movies. And the only thing she lost out of her purse was her phone charging cord. But she also lost her sense of security. So, with this thing going on with YouTube and Spotify and other websites, you know, they're wanting our information. You know, they're wanting your ID, whether it's your driver's license or state ID or a photo of your face like this. I really have a problem with that because unlike some of these young upstarts on here, they could take a picture of anybody and claim to be them. You know, I'm 54 years old. I don't do this for a living. You know, I do this when I feel the need to talk about things or I want to share a piece of music. You know, and on top of that, they're basically tracking what you watch. And if you're watching like kids content like old Hanna-Barbera cartoons or Hey Arnold, Doug, Rugrats. And you mix in some NYPD Blue. You know, if you don't pass their age test, you lose most of the access to your page. Like if they don't consider you to be at a particular age, you cannot fight content ID claims and other various controls on this website. A lot of people are talking about this, and it should be talked about. And they're giving YouTube a lot of blowback. They say they're listening, but I don't think so. They're going to force this on us like they did everything else. You know, they used to let us know when they were doing updates to the site. They don't even do that anymore. So I think by the 15th of August, we may have to cough up our IDs or a snapshot of our face in order to maintain any semblance of usage on this website. You know, they're trying to turn YouTube into a babysitter for children. You know, they started it with COPPA, and now it's going to end up with everything being age-gated on the internet. And I hate it. Because, you know, I shouldn't have to prove my age. I got enough gray in my hair. It's like silvery blonde gray, like my mom's was. I shouldn't have to prove my age. You know, I've been on this website for many, many years, under many screen names, like Beatles Only Blog, TGAH Fan. But it's like everything I tried to do in terms of sharing any music or even talking about things like the Beatles, the Monkees, or the Bee Gees have gotten things taken down. And I would close down one channel and try to set up a platform that I know I could talk about things and share a little bit of music at the same time. You know, and it's getting real hard to do because of all these restrictions that YouTube is trying to place on the whole platform. COPPA cut us off from younger people that are getting into electronics. And they fix up things like Teddy Ruxpin or the Talking Snoopy or any talking toy. Bibbidi Bop, a kid that I follow. He's not exactly a kid anymore since he hit puberty. But he asked people once, what can I use to clean the muzzle of my Teddy Ruxpin? And I was able to respond back then, and I said, well, to clean your Teddy Ruxpin, you could use the bear cleaner that you can get at Build-A-Bear Workshop. And I said, if you decide to do that, let me know how it turns out. And I think he said the Build-A-Bear cleaner actually cleaned the bear's nose pretty well. And then soon COPPA was enacted, where you can't comment on kids-oriented material. And that means stuff like Sesame Street, stuff from Hanna-Barbera, stuff from Nickelodeon Studios, and any other thing that's animated could be marked as kids. And we don't have a say in that. Like when I started my channel for Bob McGrath, they tried to turn off the comments on the story that had Maria going to the hospital due to a stomach pain. And we had good discussions going on that video. And one person said, what's the big deal? She could go to the pharmacy and get something for her stomach. And I said, well, it could be something more serious. Remember, you know, you could have a heart attack and not even know it. And they tried to turn comments off. And I said to the people at the review board, I said, I want to be able to have people to come in and talk about particular episodes of Classic Sesame Street. As to the new show, the kids can have it. The show is changed. It's not going back to the way it was. Bob McGrath is dead. A lot of the cast members are dead. And they got rid of the last few surviving older members of that group except for Alan. And I got the comments back on that video. But now they want to overreach their grip on us adults. Us full-grown, big-ass adults. They want to age-gate everything. That includes Spotify, your Xbox, maybe even your PlayStation. And if Wii was still around, they would probably age-gate the Wii as well. So, yeah. And be sure to check your Nintendo Switch to see if it isn't going to be a part of the age-gate thing. You know, I could understand them wanting to protect the internet from bad things, but if they gave a damn years ago, they should have had protections in place years ago. You don't have to punish all the adults. YouTube is not a fucking babysitting service. And I think these facial ID things are going to hurt the platform. In fact, there's a lot of people saying, you know, that are 14 and use this website, saying they just want more of your information and your money. You know, they just want to fish us for our information. And I believe that is what's happening here. I don't know if I'm going to do any more videos on this platform. I want to. I want to be able to share my old albums. Like, I have some songs from Randy Travis up. I have some music from The Police up. I have Chipmunk Rock and Chipmunk Punk and Chipmunks Go Hollywood up on this platform. And the original release of The Chipmunk Adventure. Are they going to punish me because I still like to listen to the Chipmunks? Or I like to watch stuff like Hey Arnold? And mix in some My Little Pony with my NYPD Blue or Greatest American Hero? You know, the government needs to butt out of our lives. They need to start focusing on what's important, like getting grocery prices down, fixing our infrastructure, and making the rich pay their fair share in taxes. That's their job. But I don't like the fact that they want either a state ID or driver's license in order for you to continue using this website. If they're going to get anything, they're going to get a shot of my face just like this. Because in truth, I'm not going to play around. I don't have time to F around with the heads of YouTube. You know, I haven't been on this website very much, and I'm kind of glad I'm not on this website very much. You know, because for years, you know, we've been dealing with predators using porn sites to upload their trash material. And you have the dark web selling things illegally online. And you have bullies that have bullied people to death online. The case of Megan Meyer is a good one. Look it up on the internet. It's about a young girl who was about 14 at the time. This is back when MySpace was popular. She befriended a boy named Josh. Things started out well and good until one day this Josh person got her school friends to bully her and taunt her and make her life a living hell. And he said, and I quote, "I don't like you anymore. People tell me you're mean." And I think he said in no uncertain terms, "Go kill yourself." And when she told her mother what was going on, the mother said, "Didn't I tell you to get off the internet, blah, 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 blah." And she says, "Well, you're not siding with me, Mom. I'm telling you what's happening." And the girl ran up to her room, and her mom thought, "I'll let her go up to her room and let her cool off, and then I'll talk to her." But they didn't hear anything after a while. And the mother and father went up there to find their daughter hanging from something in her closet. The father cut her down, and they called for emergency services. They took her to the hospital, where she would later die from her injuries. And when the father cut her down from the closet, he saw tears falling from her eyes. So yeah. And then you have the Elliot Rodger debacle that overtook the internet for years. Now they want to start implementing all these things. First it was COPPA. Now they want to age gate everything. Well, excuse me. Now they want to age gate everything. They want to force me to give them either my state ID or a photo. Well, they're not going to get my street address. I said, I don't feel comfortable with giving them my street address. Because a lot of fears, they talk about all these data breaches that happened. Maybe Google getting hacked again, or YouTube getting hacked. And I keep hearing these things like they want to ban VPNs. They want to ban ad blockers. Well, I have to use a VPN because I'm exercising my right to safety on the internet. And since I've been using a VPN, I don't get hardly any calls for, they call hang-up calls or spam calls for, I want to buy your house kind of shit. Or some idiot from overseas that's trying to scam you out of your money. Not going to do that. So, yeah. But they want to get rid of VPNs. They want to get rid of ad blockers. Now they want to age gate everything. I think it sucks. But the only thing they're going to get from me is a photo. That's it. I don't give them permission to sell my info. And since I've been with NordVPN, many of these data brokers have been asked by them to take down my information. But YouTube, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot. People places like Spotify are going to wrongly accuse people of not being the proper age. And it's going to blow back on them. And when it does, it's going to blow back hard. And YouTube, I think your best days will be behind you if this happens. But you're not going to get my ID. You're not going to get it on camera. The only thing you'll get is a picture of my face. That's it. Any of my personal information? No. Nope. I'm exercising my right as a person and as an American to not put my card on camera to show you that I am the age of 54. Not going to do that. I'm getting too old for this shit. It's not my fault you don't check the ages of the people who use your website. Little kids can still access this website through their parents' accounts if they want to watch more adult content. But hey, if you want to shoot yourself in the ass, fine by me. But to the people out there, let me know what you think. I just think it's a grave mistake. They tell people not to give out your information on camera. for YouTube. No, don't show your address. Don't show where you live. It's good common sense. If you must film outside, film in your backyard. Film at a park. Film in your kitchen. Don't show your address on camera. Don't show your street on camera. It's a safety issue and a privacy issue. I just think it's a bunch of malarkey. It started out with COPPA, now they want to age gate everything, so if this is the way things are going to be, I'll just get on to do my banking, and that'll probably be about it. Well, I said my bit on this shit. Let YouTube know how you feel. Don't sit by and wait. You got at least another week and a half before they implement this crap. Please let them know how you feel. And don't be afraid to make a video. Don't be afraid to talk about this. And if this is a last video from either me or somebody else, please know it's not you that I'm leaving. I'll leave this website because I feel like they're trying to invade our privacy. They're trying to fish for our information and sell it to data brokers. That is something I will not give them permission for. And they want to get rid of VPNs. I think that is breaking the law. To me, it's breaking the law. If people want to ramp up their protection online, they should be able to do that. And since I've been using a NordVPN, or, if you have a different VPN and it cuts it off the harassing robocalls or cyber calls of junk calls, then you should be able to have those protections. And I must tell you, when you have a VPN to protect your computer and your phone, it really opens up your life and it saves you from the annoying phone calls that often interrupted my videos in past years. So, yeah. Don't think that YouTube is not tracking you. They are. And if they want to punish me for watching both kids-oriented content like My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, up through NYPD Blue, or some adult-oriented movie like Beverly Hills Cop, they want to punish me for that, then I will leave this website. But let YouTube know how you feel. Don't sit on your hands and not do anything. Let them know how you feel. And please let me know if we could sue YouTube for invasion of privacy. I think we should start suing YouTube for invasion of privacy. It's bad enough we have to deal with the COPPA issue. Now, not just here in America, but places like the UK and beyond, maybe starting to age gate the internet itself. So, just putting the word out there, get out there and talk about it. Well, have a good day, everybody, and let me know how you feel. Comments will be open. Any derogatory comments toward me about my disability will not be had. This is too important to not talk about. What do you think about YouTube wanting your ID to be flashed on camera so that somebody could possibly take it and use it for ill-gotten gains? I told you how I feel on it. Now I want to hear your opinion. I'll talk at you later, ladies and gentlemen. But if I don't get back on here after the 15th, it's been a good ride. But we'll have to see. So just let them know how you feel.